Robert Hawkins. Approximately 7 hours ago, something attacked the city. You found this. If you're watching this, then you know more about it than I do. Hello? Beth? Beth, where are you?
Okay, we cannot go into the middle of the city. We gotta get out of here.
There's nothing you can do for now.
Do you know what that thing is?
Whatever it is, it's winning. Do you have any idea what's out there?
I don't care what's out there. Listen to me. She's dying.
Turn that camera.
Rob, I saw it. Rob, it's a lot.
What was that?
Run! Still filming?
Yeah. People are going to want to know, how it all went down.
Right, hey up, it's Steve from that old Yorkshire Geek, and welcome to Magnificent Mondays. I'm back after my brief illness. So this week we're doing Cloverfield, one of my favourite films. I'm a big found footage fan. I used to have a found footage page on my website where I had a big list of all the found footage films I'd seen, but that's not there anymore. But anyway, welcome to the show, Win Grace, and welcome Joshua Kanapke. We haven't seen him for a while. But glad you're feeling well and you're back with us. And I'm glad I'm feeling well and I'm back with you. My voice is okay. I'm still a little bit congested, but I'm essentially fine. So we're going to get into this film. So Cloverfield, released in 2008, directed by, what's his face? Matt Reeves. Most famous now, I suppose, for, Batman. The Batman. But he did a couple of the Planet of the Apes films, the new ones, and he did, what's it called? Let Me In, which were a remake of Let the Right One In. I didn't want a bad remake, and he's done some other stuff as well. But he did this one. Then this was his first big film, quote, big film, even though it only had a budget of about $30-ish million. But it did well at the box office. Written by Drew Goddard, who's a famous... what you call it? Compatriot, I suppose, of the Buffy fella. My brain stopped working. Who did Buffy? Him. And Joss Whedon, famous compatriot of Joss Whedon. Who also did co-wrote and directed Cabin in the Woods, but he wrote this. And it's produced by J.J. Abrams before he turned into an evil person and ruined Star Trek and Star Wars, but never mind. This film doesn't redeem him, but it's up there. Right, so anyway. Right, so let's just get on with the film, shall we? Before we start, don't forget, like and subscribe, share the videos, drop a comment, hit the notification bell. By the way, if you subscribe, you join an elite club, because only about 22% of people, something like that, actually subscribe to the channel. Over 70-odd% don't. Don't bother. Wingrace says, JJ's great at starting things. He just can't finish anything well. And that is absolutely true. He has some good ideas for things. Not super original ideas, to be completely honest. But he usually does them reasonably well. He's a competent filmmaker, and but he's not exactly original, is he? Yes, the only producer. No overabundance of lens flares. No, there isn't. But anyway, where were we? Yes, like, subscribe, share the videos, drop a comment. We're live on YouTube. Just double check. Yes, we're live on YouTube. We're live on Rumble. So let me move that over there. Come on, catch up to us, Rumble. And we're live on Twitch. Yes, we are live on Twitch, right? So we're going to go through the film. Obviously, not going to watch it because I'd get into trouble. Just going to go through it in a series of stills. May play the odd snippet. By the way, Cloverfield is the only film I've got on Steel in the Steel book. This is the DVD version. As I said, I don't really know what people go mad for Steel books for, but I've got one. Not deliberately. I probably saw it in a second-hand shop. I've also got the Blu-ray, which is a pretty decent Blu-ray. It's got some decent special features on. Because special features seem to be becoming a thing of the past. But it's got some good special features on Cloverfield. It's got something called is it special investigation mode. Hang on, let me find it. I've got a picture of it. Where have I saved it to? There we go. There we are. So I'll just share that. Just make myself teeny tiny a minute. There we go. Special investigation mode. I think that's what they call it. And it shows us, you watch the film, and then at the side here in these little panels, you see where the cast are and where Cloverfield, well, Clover, the monster they call Clover, but for the purposes of this investigation mode, it's called the LSA, or the Large Scale Aggressor. And as it says, you can't see it for me, but down here it tells you. The red is the Large Scale Aggressor, the blue is human subjects, and the green is primary military activity. That's what it tells you there. And it also gives you information down here about what you're seeing. So there you go. That's a good thing to watch if you've got the Blu-ray or the DVD. So there we go. Right, so just thought I'd share that with you. Joshua says, I have 4 or 5 of those. I presume you mean his steel books. I say I've just got the one. And Wingray says, I have about the same. I grabbed a few when Blockbuster was going under for super discount prices. Yeah. I suppose they're cool, because they're nice and metally. Metal. But anyway. So let me get rid of that. And after the film, after we've done the film, I'm going to go through some of the secrets hidden within the film, because I've actually got a web page called Cloverfield Secrets. So we're just going to look at my web page. I'm just going to do a bit of blatant publicity on my web page on the subject. So we're going to look at that afterwards. Now, where were we? So let's just get on with the film then, shall we? Let me minimize that and get rid of that. And pop that up and full screen the bugger. There we go. And then we can start. Yes, Joshua. Metal. Right. By the way, Cloverfield doesn't have a score because obviously it's a found footage film. Obviously, it's supposed to be, found footage. If you don't know what found footage is, I suppose everybody does, but in case you don't, it's supposed to be filmed from one angle by somebody in the film, so one of the characters that you generally don't see or you see very little of, because they're filming what's going on. Then usually something happens to them. They usually don't make it to the end of the film, and the footage that they have left is found, and it's what we're seeing. So that's what found footage is. So there's no score, but there's a great theme at the end by Michael Giacchino. A really good Godzilla-like theme at the end, called Raw, but that's only during the end credits. Right, so let's get the film. So off we go. Right, we're off. But I forgot to mute it. Don't matter. Right, so off we go. Oh god. Oh, I'm pressing the wrong button. Are we still going? Right, so as you can see, it's a Paramount film. Bad robot. Boo! Hiss. Right, off we go. Right, we begin. It's found footage, remember? So we begin with, things flashing on the screen. And it says here, digital SD card, multiple sightings of case designate Cloverfield. And it says digital SD card, as you see there. But we're told throughout the film that he's got a tape in his recorder. But never mind. Camera retrieved at incident site US 447, area formerly known as Central Park, which gives you a clue about what's going to happen at the end of the film. Why, yes, don't mention Godzilla, they will strike you. That's the buggers out the Toho. Hey. I've been watching. Does anybody watch? You know, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Is it Brandon Tenold? That Canadian chap that reviews, cult films. He's done a lot of Godzilla films. If you watch his Godzilla reviews, he's always flashing up, copyright strike by Toho. Because they're notorious. I don't know why. It's bizarre. Anyway, right. So off we go. Right. So we begin. We're in New York. New York. Windgrace's home state, I do believe. Windgrace, I don't think I've heard of him. Oh, well, look him up on YouTube. He's got a great channel. I'm always watching his stuff. Stuff from like years and years ago, and his new stuff as well. He does, very humorous reviews. He's very good. I do like him. Brandon Tenold. I'll write it down. Probably getting it wrong, actually, but that's his name. There you go. Where were we? Right, New York. And we're overlooking Central Park. This is the apartment of a character called Beth. I think it's actually a dad's apartment. Maybe it's hers as well. I don't know. But this is one of the few scenes actually filmed in New York, because most of the film were done in Los Angeles. But they did this scene actually in New York in an actual apartment overlooking Central Park. But as I said, most of the film was shot in Los Angeles, but they did some shots. The Japanese are super strict about things like that. Talking about Toho again. They just sentenced someone to prison for spoiling media online. Unbelievable. I thought it was supposed to be all nice and polite, the Japanese now. I know they were evil during World War II and all that, weren't they? I thought they'd matured somewhat, but never mind. Hey, hand orange cover. Oh, I presume that's a. Hang on, let's have a look. Oh, it's that, right? Very good. It was an emoji from Joshua that doesn't show up for some reason when I share it on the on StreamYard. Right, we'll get there. So you can't see the date, but it says April 27th, 6:41 a.m. Right, we're off, and we're in the apartment of Beth, one of the characters. And Rob, who is, we learn they've been friends for years and years, since school apparently. And it's Rob that's looking out. He's got his camcorder, and he's filming. And he says it's already a good day. And then we see pictures of that's Beth. I presume that's a dad and mother and that. But her and Rob have been childhood friends, and this is the first time they've actually, done the deed. They've fallen in love. And there we see Beth. So he's woke her up. So they're going to spend the day. This is the beginning of the tape that we found, or digital SD card or whatever. They're going to go to Coney Island. So that's what they're going to do. So they're all being all lovely and nice. And then we cut back to another date. May 22nd. So I forgot what date was before. We'll say a month later, the next month. And we're with now Lily and Jason, who is Rob's brother. Jason's holding the camera, and they're walking down a New York street. That's Lily, played by the lovely Jessica Lucas, who I really like, because I don't know, I just think she's gorgeous, but never mind. We saw her in, what did we see her in? She was in the Evil Dead remake, and she was also in Gotham. She played a baddie in Gotham, like a precursor to Catwoman. She was in that. I can't remember the name of the character. Anyway, so they're going into a store. They're buying supplies. They're having a party for Rob. So remember, it's a month later, and Rob has been given a promotion. He's like vice president of something or other, and he's moving to Japan. It's for a Japanese company, I think called Tagrauto or something like that. So he's moving to Japan because of his promotion. They're doing a big party, a big going away party. Then suddenly the camera flickers, and then we cut back to Rob and Beth's day out at Coney Island. because he keeps doing that. It's as though what's happened. Jason's picked up the camcorder and he's basically taping over Rob and Beth's day out at Coney Island, and every time probably he presses stop and then starts recording again. We're getting little snippets of what they got up to on their day. Right, so we're back now with Lily and Jason. Right, so they're going up to Rob's apartment and everything's getting ready. This is Hudson. I can't remember his last name. Played by T.J. Miller. What are you in Deadpool? Is that T.J. Miller? I think it is, isn't it? But he's the one that's essentially going to be the camera operator for the rest of the film. It's Jason at the moment, Rob's brother. But for the rest of the film, he gives the camera to Hood and says, I want you to do this. I want you to record testimonials from all Rob's friends, wishing him good luck and goodbye and all that. So he's going to do that. And then you can see Hood. He looks very stupid because essentially he is. He's a bit thick, he's Hood. But I suppose lovable. He says some funny things. But that's how he talks him into it, that he's going to be able to talk to Marlena, played by, I've forgotten the name. Hang on. Oh, she's quite a famous actress, and Lizzie Kaplan. That's it, Lizzie Kaplan. She's been in some other stuff.
Be here.
Shush. And he likes Marlene, so that's how he agrees to it. That's Jason. That's Rob's brother. They actually do look quite alike, I must admit. When we saw Rob earlier on, didn't we? They do look quite alike. So there we go. Then we cut to the party. The party's underway. This is. I can't look without. I forgot the names. They've got an actual website. When we do my secrets, my Cloverfield secrets afterwards, we'll find out their names. Where are we? Where are we? Does it tell us in the cast who they are? No, don't. Jen. That's it, Jen. But I can't remember his name. They've actually got a website, and there's some like videos and stuff that she's recorded. There were a big viral marketing campaign for Cloverfield, kind of reminiscent slightly of Blair Witch Project, another found footage film. They did a similar thing with this, and they set up websites and MySpace pages, which I don't think are there anymore. MySpace still exists, but if you try and follow the links, it doesn't take you to them anymore. So. And some of the links, the viral links don't work anymore, but some still do. And the website that they created for these is still there, along with the videos. But anyway, and is it Tagruoto? I can't remember the name of it. The company that Rob works for makes a drink called Slusho, which we've seen in a lot of J.J. Abrams films. I think we saw it in Star Trek, and I think it were in Lost and stuff like that. And it's in this as well, and it's made from something from the deep sea. I can't remember what they call it. We'll go into that later. It's made from the deep sea, and it's got some weird qualities to it. And we see that she becomes ill. We see her sort of like flaked out later on, and you think maybe she's just drunk, but apparently it's the Slusho stuff or whatever. I can't remember what it's called now, but we'll get into it later. We see that it's affecting her. Right, so where were we? Shush. There's Jessica Lucas. You can tell why I'm enamored with her. She's not happy. There you go. She's asking Hood what he's doing. And he says he's documented. He says, I asked Jason to do this. I said, well, Jason asked me to do it. And then so she says, fair enough. So she records her little thing for Rob. But then Hood notices Marlena arrive. There she is. And he like zooms in on her and completely ignores Lily. But anyway, it carries on. And there you go. He goes up to Lily and goes up to talk to her and then sort of like bottles it. And then moves on to this other chap, and they're going, "Whoa, dude, what's up, dude?" And then, "What's up, dude?" And it's awkward, and it's quite amusing. Then he gets courage up and goes and talks to her again. He says, "I'm on here because Lily, she's a friend of Lily, and she says I hardly know Rob, so why would I want to record something?" But he gets her to do it. There we go. She says her piece to camera, and then sods off. And she's supposed to be looking at Hood now, and she says, "Your face is hidden by the camera." Oh, it says there, look. I thought, oh, obviously it's not, is it? Unless this camera's got a massive lens bit or whatever, or that comes out from the, where the body of the camera is. I don't know, but anyway. Obviously, it's not TJ Miller actually recording, not actually doing the camera work. A couple of times it is, but most of the time they've got actual cameramen, professional cameramen doing it with proper big cameras. That's probably why she was looking so far over, because it's actually a pretty big camera that they use. But what they did, they dressed the cameramen in the same clothes that Hood wears in the film. So that if they look down at the feet or whatever, they've got the same clothes on as Hood. Right, where are we? Right, anyway, apparently Rob's about to arrive. There he goes, he's arrived. They all go, surprise! Yay! And so they're all like, yay! You're sodding off to Japan, yay! So they're all happy. We're getting to the monster soon, don't worry. We just got to get through this bit. And there's Jen, flaked out. There you go, she's holding a cup, and presume it's like slusho that's been in there that's got, I wish I could remember what they called that stuff. Like not Ocean's Delight or something. It's not that, but it's something along them lines. We'll get to it. And there's probably lots of other clues in the background in this film, but I've probably missed them all. But anyway, we'll probably see a slusho knocking about somewhere. Anyway, then Beth arrives with her new boyfriend. There we go. Beth's arrived. Obviously, Lily invited her because she's friends with Beth. Remember, they slept with each other just a month early, but they've obviously broken up. And she's there with a new boyfriend, Travis. And they're being civil and all that until they're not. There's not a fight, don't worry. So the party gets awkward now, and he's mooning about his Rob, because he's sad. Then we cut back to their day at Coney Island. They haven't got there yet. They're on the train, and is he a fellow with a bald head? Oh, never mind. It's gone off. Never mind. And he moved, and then he becomes like a Japanese looking chap, or no, not Orient, Asian, you'd say, wouldn't you? And he was an Oriental then. Get into trouble. But anyway, right. So he's going to go talk to Beth, his Hood, and he wants her to record, her testimonial. So she goes to do it in the kitchen, and Hood wants to know why they're falling out, why they're being so awkward with one another, and Lily tells him, because Jason doesn't know either. There they go. They're in the corridor of a supposed to be like I said, to be vice president of this big Japanese company, but yeah, he lives in a shithole with all bloody crappy walls and stuff and graffiti all over it. Bloody hell. Anyway, but it's in Manhattan, so it can't be that bad, surely. Maybe it's designer graffiti. I don't know. Anyway, they're having a falling out here now in the corridor. So they go and ask Lily, well, what's up with Rob and Beth? There we go, slusho. Look, there we go, slusho. I knew there'd be something somewhere. Why have they been friends forever? Why are they falling out now? So Lily eventually tells them that they slept together a month earlier. So there we go. So and she says, you can't tell anybody. So then Hood goes around telling everybody at the party, even people that don't know Rob and Beth. Because he's an idiot, like I told you. He tells Marlene, look, she don't care. Anyway. So they've fallen out now. So she leaves with Travis, and this is the last we see of Travis. Yes, it's scandalous, Wingrace. It is, it's scandalous. I mean, who needs enemies when you've got friends like Hood? But there's no malice. He's just an idiot.
Good luck tonight.
Anyway, so Beth leaves with Travis, and I think this is the last we see of him. I don't think we see him again. Not that I recall. I don't think he's even mentioned again. It don't matter if you spelled it wrong, Wingray. But I don't think we see him again. But anyway, so she's going home now with Travis. He's leaving the party, and they're leaving on bad terms. Anyway, so they're going to go out and talk now. Is Rob and Jason and Hood? They're out on the balcony talking, and then things start happening. Finally, things start happening. So, like I said, it's talking about how he loves Beth and all that stuff. But he's running off to Japan. So, but then suddenly there's a power cut. All the lights go out. See, there we go. All the lights go out in New York. And then there's rumbling and stuff, and obviously not a power cut where they are yet. But then they put the TV on, and then it says the tanker capsizes near the Statue of Liberty, and then showing footage of it. We've not seen the monster yet, but we know it's coming. So they all go up to the roof to see what's going on. And as they're looking, there's a huge explosion in the distance. And debris starts raining down on all sides. So they all run back downstairs again and out into the street. Oh, God. They're all running out into the street. And then suddenly there's another loud noise. And then suddenly the head of the Statue of Liberty comes tearing down, crashing through the air. There you go. It lands there. I don't think it hit anybody. It might have done, I don't know. But there you go. The head of the Statue of Liberty. And apparently it's bigger than the actual size head of the Statue of Liberty. I was reading somewhere. They made it to make it 50% bigger. Apparently in the trailer, I don't know. I won't pay much attention to the trailer, to be honest. It's actually a bit smaller, and people said it looked too small, but they'd actually done it the actual size of the head of the Statue of Liberty, so they had to make it a bit bigger because people expected it to be bigger. So they're all wondering what's going on, and there we go. Look off in the distance. Hang on, we might see the monster in a minute. Hang on, mute it. Did it? Yes, 25% difference. Statue of Liberty. Yes, that's very in keeping with J.J. Abrams, isn't it? Anyways, there you go. They hear more noises, and as Hood looks down the street, there we go. We get his first glimpse of the monster, as you can see there, just the part of its back as it crashes through some buildings in the distance. There you go. So that's his first glimpse of the monster. But then the building collapses. I think it was supposed to be the Woolworth building, I think. Or maybe not. I think it's the Woolworth building. That collapses. All its lights go out and it goes down. And then a big cloud of smoke and dust, and that heads towards them. Very, 9/11-y. But they all run for cover in this shop. And as they're hiding, all the lights go out and stuff. And as they're hiding in the shop, you can hear thumping as though something big's walking by. You can hear the screams of people, and all the lights come back on. They go back out. They see it's all dusty. And they find Marlena, who hadn't made it to cover. So they go and sit her down and see all the damage that's been wrought as the thing had come crashing by. So they decide they've got to get out of there. And then we cut to another of their day on the way to Coney Island. Oh, this is where they're saying it's on about Japanese. And this bald-headed fella moves out of the way, and we see a Japanese chap. Well, an Asian chap. He might not be Japanese, I don't know. But I just thought it was curious when they were talking about Japanese, and then suddenly one appears in this reflection. There he is, look. Or is it a woman? Could be a woman, I don't know. But they look Oriental anyway. Just a coincidence. Right, so back to the street, back to the present. And we're seeing it, it's all devastated. So they're deciding they've got to try and get out of Manhattan. So they're going to head for the Brooklyn Bridge. By the way, this was filmed in Los Angeles. The bit where they get to the Brooklyn Bridge, it started off, but we'll see when we get to it. There's Marlene, obviously very upset, and she looks up and she says, "It was eating people," so whatever it was. So anyway, it's off they go, heading towards the Brooklyn Bridge. They're passing there. Police are telling people keep moving and all that, and all the first responders are out there helping the injured and all that stuff. And it's all really well done. You know, the sound's great. You know, you get this feel that you're in the middle of a big disaster. You know, it screams in the distance and sirens and stuff and alarms going off and all sorts of ambient noise and stuff. It's really well done. Here we go. Right, so they're walking onto the Brooklyn Bridge. This is the actual Brooklyn Bridge they're walking onto. But as they move on, as the scene changes, when they're first walking onto it, it's the actual Brooklyn Bridge that they're walking onto. But as the scene goes on, it becomes a set in Los Angeles, and for obvious reasons, as we'll see. But anyway, they're heading onto the Brooklyn Bridge. And it were all recreated, in CG, and the CG in this film is really, really good, I think. But it's pretty much seamless. As they look out, we get a look at the tanker. And we're going to see now. We see other people filming. Look, and I had this idea for a script for a sequel, and you could do this basically the same film, but from somebody else's point of view. Another found footage. Maybe this fella, whoever he is, from his point of view. But here we go. We get to see the tanker that's ablaze. There we go. He zooms in on it. And, there you go. It's ablaze. It's actually up on the dock, isn't it? It's as though somebody's picked it up and dropped it down on the dock, isn't it? And then he looks over at the Statue of Liberty. There we go. We see it there with no head. Son's head. The helicopter just pointing it out for us, thankfully. Right, so they're heading over the bridge to get off the island. But then his phone rings. Rob's phone rings, and it's Beth. It's Beth. She's saying she's hurt and she's trapped under something, and he doesn't know where she is yet, because bad signal and all that. And he's trying to talk to her, but it's really loud because of all the people. And this is where they get separated from Jason. Lily and Marlene and Hood stay with Rob, and Jason gets carried away by the throng. So there's talking to Beth. Don't know what's happened to Travis. Maybe they've had a falling out. I don't know, but she's phoning Rob, even though they've supposedly had a falling out. But she's phoning him when she needs help. But anyway, but there we go. There we see Jason climbs up this lamppost and he's saying, why did you stop? And they're saying, Jason. But as he's up there, here we go. I've gone too far. As he's up there, a big. I thought it was a tentacle at first. I thought, does it have tentacles? This creature. That's why I'm thinking. Well, the two creatures. I still think there may be two creatures. We'll see at the end. But it turns out it's the creature's tail that there we go, comes crashing down onto the bridge. And we presume that Jason's now dead, but the actor that plays him, I can't remember his name, in the special features and stuff, says, we never actually saw my character die, so I'm saying he's still alive and he could pop up in a sequel. He swam away. He fell into the water and managed to hold on to something and saved himself. He's still around. That's what he's saying. Whatever. But for the purpose of this film, Jason's dead now. So they've all got to get off the bridge. It all starts collapsing. As we see, all the there we go, the bridge all starts coming down. It's all very shaky because it's found footage. They get off the bridge. That's very. It just reminded me. It's very 28 days later, isn't it? I just got very 28 days later vibes there. Or 28 weeks later, when it showed them running through a tunnel. Anyway, so basically they're still trapped on Manhattan Island. Brooklyn Bridge has been smashed by the creature. So they stop outside Sephora, which I'm not entirely familiar with. Is it like a what they call like a fashion chain or something like that over there? I don't know, but it's not the New York one. We're still in Los Angeles, but it's supposed to be New York. And apparently this street that they're on, the producer said there's just 2 streets in Los Angeles that really pass for New York, and they're on it here. So is it makeup? All right, Windgrace knows it's makeup. Right, so obviously Rob's in shock. He's just lost his brother. I'm sure all this in the background here, I'm sure all this has meaning, but don't ask me what. So he's in shock. I think his battery's gone on his phone. So he's got to find a new battery for his phone. But luckily, there's a phone shop across the street there, and people are just going to start looting it randomly. So he's going to get a new battery from there. Oh dear. Right. There you go. So they start looting because that's what people do, don't they? Disaster happens, people start looting for some reason. Anyway, so all the others are wondering how can we get out of out off the island now? Should build a big wall around it, shouldn't they? And send Kurt Russell in to save them. That's what they should do. Anyway, but Rob knows what he's going to do. He's hatching a plan in his head. He doesn't tell us yet, but while all the others are talking about getting off the island, we know he's going to go save Beth. That's what he wants to do. He's not telling them that, but you can see he's working it out in his head. So he runs across to that shop and he's obviously looking for a new battery for his phone. Hood's watching the news on the TV. Obviously, the power must have come back on. You can see the destruction of the Brooklyn Bridge. As he's watching it, and we get another glimpse of the monster. There we go. It does have tentacles, doesn't it? Oh, well, that's its tail. Could have been its tail. Another glimpse of the monster. And we also learn that of the human, what do they call them? It's either human scale parasites or human sized parasites. I can't remember. It's dropping off these like bugs. I suppose they're like it's fleas, I suppose, and dropping them off, and they start attacking people. We see those in a minute. Here we go. It's going to show in a minute now. There we go. The arm is attacking the monster. But they were saying things are dropping off it. To another screen, and we see some soldiers on the ground and some other people. Here we go. These are the human-sized parasites landing. You get this fella. Oh no, it's all scary and like aliens and stuff. So right, so they're going to grab Rob, and they said they've got to go. But Rob says, he gets through to. He can't get through to Beth, but he's got like a message that she's left him, and then she's saying that she's a wall's fallen on her, she's trapped and she can't move. She doesn't tell us what's happened to Travis. Maybe he's dead. I don't know. It's entirely possible he's dead if he were there with her, because we see what's happened to her apartment block later on. But he's decided he's going to save Beth, and he tells the others, says, "No, I'm going, but you don't have to. You go save yourselves." They all decide to tag along. So he tells them, "Go with the military." There we see people being marched away. So he's heading down this alley, and they all decide to go with him. Then we've got this fella. I've read that he's speaking Ukrainian. We never hear what he's saying. He's speaking some foreign language. But in the trivia on IMDb, it says he's speaking Ukrainian and he's asking. He's saying that he can't find his daughter or something like that. Is it that? Is it in here? Let's have a look. I've seen it somewhere. Where have I seen it? Oh, there we go. The man they encounter in the alley is speaking Ukrainian. He's asking for help to find his daughter and his family, as he can't live without them. Oh, there we go. To be honest, I thought he was, probably talking about Godzilla, but he isn't. But anyway. But obviously they don't understand him. They carry on. Everybody's going in the opposite direction to them. A bit like me in the supermarket. I always seem to be going in the opposite direction to everybody else. But never mind. Right, so they're going down this street, and in the distance, as you can see like bits of smoke and flashes over there. See the monster arrive. A minute, here it comes. Come on. No, I better check and make sure I'm not getting into trouble. Yes, we're still fine at the moment. We're still fine. Right, come on, monster, appear. There we go. It's arriving now. Is the monster? There you go. And they go, oh no, what's happening there now? And then suddenly all hell breaks loose on this street. As you can see, it's all lit up because the army's arrived. So they all duck for cover. And then this scene is one of my favourite in the film because it just encapsulates what it must be like caught in a firefight unexpectedly. 'Cause didn't expect it to happen. One minute they're just walking down the street, suddenly all hell breaks loose. Soldiers appear and tanks and stuff, and rockets are firing, and the creatures roaring, and it's really amazing. See if we can. I'll unmute it and just give you an example of what the sounds like. Hopefully you get a. I know it's through StreamYards, and it's not exactly great sound, is it? But it might give you an idea if you've not seen the film. By the way, full spoilers. I never say that, do I? In these things, I never say. I'm going to spoil the hell out of this film because we're going through it, aren't we? But never mind. As I gives you a brief idea. If you're playing it through a good sound system, I've got my sound bar there, and it sounds pretty good through that. It's really impressive, in my opinion. Right, so all that's happening. So they're like stuck here while all this battle's going on, and there's actually a subway entrance nearby. Is it? I don't know what you call it. What do you call it in America? Is it metro? I don't know what you call it. So they head for that. The tube station, as we'd call it over here. So they're going to go there. So they decide to. The subway says there. So they go heading for that. But as they do, we get another, probably his best look at the creature so far. Imagine looking up and seeing that staring down at you. Hood does see it again later on. Anyway, so there it is. So anyway, they run down the stairs, the subway stairs, and it all starts collapsing, and he falls down the stairs, but he's fine. He's fine, and they're all, all terrified. And so they're stuck in this subway now. I think it's Spring Street, I think he says later on. Let's just make it out there. So they're having a bit of a breather now. Having a bit of a breather. Yeah, it's the metro. Yes, Ingrid says subway. The metro's in Paris, isn't it? The Paris metro, isn't it? Anyway. Shush. So they're having a breather now, and his phone rings again, and it's actually his mum, as we see. There you go. His mum's phoned him. She's got through to him. And a lot of people have said, how can his phone work? That he's underground in a subway. But apparently, you could at that time. They were fitting things. Like nowadays, if you're on a mobile phone, if you drive through a tunnel, you don't lose your signal because a lot of tunnels and long, bridges and stuff, they have things fitted now, don't they? So you don't lose your signal, apparently. And that's what they've done there, according to what some people say, but I don't know. Anyway, he's talking to his mum, so he's saying he's okay, but he tells her, Jason's dead, so they're all upset. And he finally breaks down, and Hood doesn't know what to do. Lily goes over to comfort him, but Hood's saying, I don't know what to say, because, he's an idiot. You don't have to say anything, do you? You just be there for your friends, don't you? When they're in pain, just be there. Just go and sit next to him. That's all you need to do. Right, so he talks to Marlena and said, there you go. I don't know what to say to him. You don't have to say anything. Just go over and sit with him. He's your best mate. But he doesn't. Anyway, Marlena says, I'm not even supposed to be here. She was supposed to go and meet some friends. She was just She's called at the party just to say hello to Lily, apparently, and then she was supposed to go off and meet some friends, but that's not happened, has it? Right, so they decide now they can't stay there forever. The way back out up the stairs is blocked. They can still hear the battle raging above. You can hear all thuds and booms and stuff. So they decide they're just going to walk along the track to the next station and see what's happening there. Hopefully the trains aren't working, but apparently not. So off they go, walking down the track. Obviously, it's dark. Let me see. He's got a light on the camera. It's got a really good battery, by the way, for this camera. And maybe he's got a pocket full of batteries. I don't know. It doesn't reference how good the batteries are. But so he's got the light on. They're walking down, and the talk. Hood does a lot of talking. He's supposed to be the audience, I suppose. But he's asking, where's this creature come from? And Hood talks about, the coelacanth. He doesn't say that because obviously he's no idea what coelacanth is, but he knows they exist because he says off Madagascar they found a fish that had been extinct for centuries. It had been extinct, thought, for 65 million years, but then it were caught in the, I think it was 1940s. I think that it were rediscovered, wasn't it? We're talking about that anyway, and then it says, it may have come up from a deep sea fissure, a crevasse or crevice. He doesn't know. And then a little joke about Superman because he's surprised that I don't know how they come to mention Superman. Maybe it says it's from outer space, like Superman. And I think she says that, and then Hood says, Superman is, and she says, "What, you know who Superman is? Do you know who Garfield is?" Because obviously everybody knows about Superman, don't they? You don't have to be a nerd to know about Superman. Anyway, so Rob's been a bit sad about how he and Beth parted, but he's on his way, isn't he? He's on his way. Then Hood decides to voice his concerns about the news story from a few years earlier where somebody was setting homeless people on fire in the subway. And he says, wouldn't it be scary if a flaming homeless person came running at them out of the dark? They'll tell him to shut up. There you go. So anyway, they carry on. And then they notice there's rats running about. As we see. They're all running in the same direction. It shows a few rats. They didn't have many when they shot it. And apparently they were all white rats that they used. Don't know why. But when they came to film the scene, they painted them essentially brown. I just find brown rats. Anyway, never mind. Maybe white rats, tame ones are more easy to handle. I don't know. But they only had about 6 or 7 of them, if that. I don't know. But they made it look like there were more of them. Anyway, so these rats are running away. So what they're running away from, and they can't see, the light won't penetrate into the tunnel. Then he says, but it's got night vision handily. So he switches on the night vision. They hear a noise down the tunnel, by the way. There we go. He switches the night vision on. And we see what the making the noise. There we go. It's the human-sized parasites. We'll just call them parasites from now on. They're on the roof of the tunnel. So what's it like? Aliens, aren't they? So there's a run. So have a little fight here with some of these. One knocks down Lily, and one grabs Hood. And Hood says they're trying to drag him away. For what purpose, I don't know. But Marlena saves Hood, and there you go. She bashes the one that she saves Hood, but then she got herself by one of them, and she gets a nasty bite. They save her, and they get into this room, wherever it is, and manage to get the door shut. There you go. So they're safe again for a minute. Then Hood cleans the lens. Then we see she's got a nasty bite as Marlena. Which doesn't bode well for her. But I said Lily got attacked as well, but she's just got scratches. She hasn't been beaten, she's just been scratched. And Hood's fine as well. So they try and clean it up with some water, but you know, it looks really bad. It looks horrible, doesn't it? But it's not bleeding, is it? So maybe there's some coagulant. Oh yes, I know my audio's still on. Yes, I unmuted it, didn't I, for earlier on? But you know, it's fine. It's fine. I'll just leave it mute. I'll just leave the audio on. It'll be okay. I hope. I'll turn it off again. There we go. I've muted it again. Where was I? Oh, right. Yeah, she's a nasty bite, but obviously it's not bleeding or anything, but it looks a bit swollen. So there must be some coagulant in the bite. And it's obviously hurting her, but she seems fine. There you go. He smashes. Pardon me. Rob smashes his way into this drinks dispenser. Aquafina. Oh, it doesn't. You can't see for me. Hang on. Yeah, Aquafina. Not the comedy actress who were in Shang-Chi. Not that Aquafina. I'm presuming her name is a play on that. I'm presuming it is. You know, she obviously thinks that's hilarious. But anyway, right. So he's getting some water. So there we go. They try and wash off her wounds. Probably Mountain Dew would have probably been better than water for the. Oh, what the bloody hell! What the bloody hell was that? Bear with me a minute. Hang on. Loud bang from the kitchen. I'll be back momentarily. I'm back. Sorry about that. She was great in Renfield. Yes, she was in Renfield, wasn't she? Yeah. I was going to buy that. Speaking of Renfield, I was going to buy that today. I've been shopping this morning. And last time I went shopping, it were on the shelf, the Blu-ray Renfield. And it's a really good film. I've seen it. And it were on the shelf. And I was going to get it. And I thought, next time I come down, I'll get that. And of course, when I went today, not there anymore. They've changed them all. So I have to get it off Amazon or whatever. But Renfield's a good film. That may be, you know, featured at some point on maybe a Friday night appointment with Fear. Maybe. Or on this. I don't know. It's not really a horror film, is it? Got horrific elements in it. I don't know. Anyway. By the way, it was a fridge magnet. A fridge magnet fell off the for the fridge. Anyway. Special features on there. Oh, right. So I'll definitely have to get it. I did like it. Like I said, Nicolas Cage as Dracula is amazing in there. Anyway, back to the film. It wasn't a monster breaking in. It was a fridge magnet that fell off the fridge. One that's never fallen off before. I've got one that's always falling off for some reason. I don't know why. A Big Ben. A Big Ben fridge magnet that for some reason keeps falling off. This were a different one. This were a Blackpool one. Blackpool is a resort in the north of England with a tower that's Blackpool Tower that's based on the Eiffel Tower. Anyway, by the way, that's by the by. It's never fallen off before until today. Right. And there we go. There's Hood telling her that they were trying to drag him away, and he says maybe they want to make him their queen. But then he thanks her for saving him. Anyway. Well, they've got to find out. They've got to decide now what they're going to do. I was like, how big was that magnet? It wasn't very big actually. Only literally just made a really loud bang. It landed on the bin, you know, the waste bin, trash bin. I don't know what you call it. It landed on that, so it made more noise than it would have done if it had just hit the floor. Only about that big. Anyway, so they've got to decide what they're going to do. They can't stay there forever. They can't go back in the tunnels, obviously, because there's the parasites about. So they've got to decide, got to go back back up top. There we go. Oh, there we go. That's Hood says so. The choice is either die here, die in the tunnels, or die in the streets. So that's basically it, isn't it? So off they go. Go out into the station, and they're supposed to be in. They find an entrance to a Bloomingdale's. It's supposed to be, and but it wasn't filmed in the Bloomingdale's. It was filmed somewhere else in Los Angeles. Another store that were like closed for renovations or something. They filmed it in there, and they get found by the army. And we see Marlena's not looking well. She says she's feeling dizzy. But anyway, the army find them and they take them to like a staging area where people are being treated. And there's another bite there, and we see taking a dead soldier, and all his guts are missing. So that's a clue as what's going to happen to Marlena soon. So they've got to decide what to do with him. They're going to take him to the evacuation area, which is, I think, supposed to be by Grand Central Station. I think, I can't remember. But Rob says, we've got to go and help my friend. I've got to go and save her and all that. That's what I'm doing, and you're going to have to shoot me and all that. Then Marlena says, guys, I don't feel well. She starts bleeding out of her eye, as we can just make it out there. And then the nurse appears. We've got a bite. So they drag off Marlena and take her into this little area that's luckily it's backlit, so we can see. We get a nice shadow puppet thing going on in a minute as they take her in there. And this is where Marlena exits the film as they take her away. See, Hood's been knocked about with his camera. There we go. Marlena's in there, luckily backlit, so we can see what's going on. And there she goes. I don't know what was supposed to have exploded. I'm guessing a chest, or a guts, or whatever, because we saw the soldier earlier on with all that part missing. I don't think it was a head, but that's the end of Marlena, sadly. But anyway. So they get dragged out, basically, the remaining three of them. And this soldier, that chap there, I'm sure he's got a name, tells them, if they want to go and find their friend, Beth, he's not going to stop them. But he tells them the last helicopters out are at 6 a.m. at wherever. So that's where they're going to be. And he tells them that basically they're going to... what they call the hammer down protocol. If they can't destroy the creature, they're going to level the city, and that's it. They've got to be out by 6 a.m. Otherwise, they'll be destroyed along with the rest of the city. So leads them out and tells them which way to go. And there you go. Last chopper's wheels up at exactly 0600. So off they go. They find themselves out on the street again. Lots of army trucks, and so Rob's saying he's sorry. By the way, I think we're seeing, is it this bit? There we go. Oh, hang on. Just make it out there behind Lily. There's a biohazard, a big, an oil drum with a biohazard sticker on it, and it's leaking something. What the heck's going on there? I've no idea. Sorry, Joshua. Yes. Poor Marlena, all because she saved that turd Hood. Yeah. He's an idiot, isn't he? But anyway. He didn't save her. That's the thing. He didn't, when she got, he was just stood there with his camera, and it was Rob that actually beat off the parasite. And I said, total waste of space, his Hood. Pretty much. But he's not evil or anything like that. He's just an idiot. But anyway, like I said, another little thing there. What's this? What's this drum with this biohazard? What's in there? And it's leaking all over there. Is it? I think there's just lots of red herrings in this film. I think just stuff for you to notice. Anyway, so they've got to go and save Beth. Obviously, they're all still shocked about what's happened to Marlena and Jason and everybody in general. Oh, they run out into the street, and we see this this horse and carriage. Is this the same one? I wonder. I watched it. I thought, is that the same one from Ghostbusters? You know, where he asks the horse, doesn't he? So, I am the gate. I am the key master, and all that. And hey, the horse pulls the cart. I make the deals, and all that. Is it that same one? Probably not. I don't even know if this is New York or if this were filmed in Los Angeles. I don't know. That's it. Some of it were filmed in. Some of it were filmed in. Most of it were filmed in Los Angeles, but they did go to New York and film some scenes on the New York streets. This might have been one of them. I don't know. Yes, Umbrella could be Umbrella with that biohazard thing, and yes, Vince Clortho, Keymaster of Gozer. Great film. One of the perfect films, isn't it? Ghostbusters. I love that film. I even like Ghostbusters too. The child. Anyway, sorry, I told you, still a bit snuffly. I'm not 100%. Somebody on Facebook told me I probably had COVID. I don't think I did. It's just a cold. My son's got it as well. He's a little bit behind me. I think I give it to him. Been wearing a mask and stuff around him, but he still caught it. Anyway. Right, so they've got to go and find Beth's. And here we go. There we go. That's not Beth's place, is it? And you can see it there. That's Beth's place in there. She's on the 39th floor, so I'm guessing it's near the top. She must be from a rich family. Yes. Via my drippings with goo. Yes. He's great in it. Was it Peter? I forgot his name. He was in Dragon Slayer, wasn't he? Can't remember his name. Yeah, it's great. Anyway, Beth. Beth's apartment's up there somewhere. This building that's on its side, leaning against another tower block. So I think, how they're going to get up there? And then Hood says, well, maybe Peter McNichol, that's the fella. Thanks, Joshua. Hood has the great idea. Why don't we go up the other tower and then maybe we can find a way onto the roof and work his way down? And Rob says, yeah. So they all set off, and then Hood says, no, that's No, that's a terrible idea. So off they go. So they get into the lobby of the other tower and they work their way up. Hood keeps talking and say, why do you keep talking? So I've got to talk about something or I'll go crazy. So they've gone up a lot of stairs, 57. Woman, anyway. Got more floors than the Enterprise in Star Trek 5. I know that was 70 odd, wasn't it? Anyway, they get up there and they find a way across to the roof of the leaning tower, not of Pisa. But anyway, so they get across here. And I think we get a shot of. I think you just make it out in the background. Not yet. You'll see some of the streets of Manhattan behind them. But anyway, they get inside. And it's obviously all on an angle, Dutch angles and all that. That's they built it like that. You know, they're not pretending to lean. It is actually the set's built like that. Yes, I was thinking that. Yes. Tell me when we get to 20, I'm going to throw up. Hey, which were also set in New York, wasn't it? So anyway, they found Beth's apartment and they find Beth. I said, I don't know where Travis is. Maybe he's under some rubble somewhere. We'll say that. And she's got a nice big piece of rebar through her shoulder, whatever that bit there. But she's not dead because, you know, women don't die when they run through with things, do they? Especially lightsabers and rebar. If you played the reboot Tomb Raider game as well, Lara in there gets run through that area, you know, through a side with a rebar. She's fine as well after a quick bit of patching up. Anyway, so they get her off that. There we go. Hood has to put the camera down and the count to 3 and lift her off. and tie something. Just tie something around there. She's fine. She's fine. But as you see now, we get another view of the monster. We can see down through the streets of Manhattan. Bit of product placement there for CNN. As it's going on, you see some smoke appearing or dust. There we go. Here it comes on its way. He says, "What is that?" And Hood says, "Something terrible." So they've got to go. So they head back up to the roof to get to the other building. But they come across, is it in this one? It could be here. They come across another parasite. It might be later. Might be late. Might be later. They come across another parasite and he whacks it with a fire axe. I think as they're going across the roof here, you hear jets fly over. It's a great sound design. Here we go. Jets fly over, attacking the monster. There you go. You just get quick glimpses of it. You don't actually see a lot of the people say, "Oh, you hardly see the monster," but it's spread out. You get quick glimpses of it, but it's spread out across the film, so you think you see more of it, I think, than you actually are. But there's a jets fly over. There we go. They're dropping bombs or firing missiles or whatever at the monster. Just getting it angry. But one of the fellow that designed it, I forgot his name. The fellow that designed the monster, and they were talking about the sounds it makes and the roars and stuff. He actually said something interesting, which I don't know if they mean this in the film. He said that the roars it makes are like it calling for its mother. I thought, so is this a baby Cloverfield? I think it has been suggested that it's not a full grown one. Or maybe there's two, because we see it again later on. And to me, it doesn't look as big as other ones that we've, the other one that we've seen. So maybe there's two. Maybe there's a baby one and a full grown one. I don't know. But anyway, so they get into the other building. Oh, there we go. They come across another parasite here. Here it is. And he whacks it with a fire axe. There you go. And they get by it. He says, "What's that?" And Hood says, "It's something else also terrible." So they get out. Right, so they're running down the street now, heading for, here we are, they're outside Grand Central Station now, as they run down. And I think this might actually be New York now. I think that's they are by Grand Central Station, I think. As Hood looks back, I think that's it, isn't it, there, and sees the monster appear. And there's actually a building there. They were saying this effect shot in the special features. They were saying this effect shot was their proudest one, and you can't really see it. They actually recreated the building here. You can't see it 'cause it's too dark. There's a big building there. It looks a bit like Building 7, from World Trade Center. They actually recreated it all. A huge building in CG that you can't even see because the monster just walks through it and smashes it to smithereens. And so we were super proud of that. But you can't really see it. It all happens that fast. I'll show you. So it gets it there. There you go. Just puts its head through the building, knocks the building down. You can't really see what's happening. But they went to all this trouble of doing this huge building, all the floors, and they even put furniture in it, and you can't see it. But anyway, but as you can see, the monster's turned around now. I said it's the working out, where its orientation. It's turned itself around as the creature. It were facing us. Now it's hit that building, knocked it down, turned it around. Then it steps back as they look down. Too far. As they look down, they run past this tunnel here on the left, and they look across. We see a tank shooting. Then the creature just steps back and crushes the tank. There we go. Hello, Josh Temple. Welcome to the show. We're nearly done now. Oh dear. Let's just make sure we're still going. Just make sure we're still going. And I haven't got a copyright strike. I probably will get one at some point. So I'm showing a lot of clips, aren't I? Anyway, never mind. So that's the end of that tank. But they get to the helicopters, and there one just takes off, and then there's another one waiting, and they get Lily. Lily escapes. Lily's safe, we think. She gets on the helicopter, And then Hood and Beth and Rob have to get on the next one. So Lily takes off. There you go. We presume she's safe. We don't see what happens to her. So we'll say, Lily, yay, lovely Jessica Lucas is safe. But let's see, they're kissing now because they think they're saved now. Another helicopter comes. Stuff's exploding around them still. So the helicopter takes off. They're on the helicopter. It takes off. There you go. So all hell's breaking loose. Things are blowing up and all that. And as they're looking, as they're watching, you can see the monster down below. See, they're shooting at it from the ground. And then we see a B-2 bomber fly over. Hood looks up. Can't skip it, you see, because if I skip, press the skip button, it gets past it all because all the action bits happen so fast. There's lots of Joshers, lots of bloody Joshers, isn't there? In this, I attract Joshers for some reason. Oh dear. Yes, I do. Oh dear. Sorry, it's got something in my teeth there. Oh, bit of popcorn. Well, I was watching this earlier on. The Blu-ray. I was watching this earlier on. I had a nice big bag of popcorn. I was eating that, and I just picked out a bit of popcorn kernel. Anyway, where were we? Right, so as they're watching the creature, we see a B-2 bomber fly over. Here it is, look. There we go. A B-2 stealth bomber dropping bombs. And there we go. They all explode around it. We think, oh, that's the end of the creature. And it throws its arm up and smashes, a building. And it goes down, look, in a big plume of smoke. And they go, yeah, you got it. Yeah. They're all cheer, yeah. But obviously, it's not going to be a happy ending. There we go. It emerges from the dust and takes their helicopter down. And they're all like, oh, no, the helicopter's spinning out of control. And then it crashes. Somehow they're all still alive. Must be a great pilot. He's, what they call it, auto-rotated them down or whatever. Anyway, so they're all still alive. The pilot's dead, apparently, or they look dead, or one of them is. But the passengers are okay. So Beth and Hood drag Rob off. Is out of it. He comes to. I think he's hurt his leg. There you go. Hood puts the camera down. We see jets fly over. Look. But we see them fly over, but before they fly over, we hear booms and stuff. So they're actually firing at something behind us, something we can't see. They're not they're heading away from what they've been shooting at. So there's something behind us. Then we start hearing the thud of something approaching. So they decide to run away, and then Hood goes to pick up the camera, and it turns around, and then we see it's there. Look. And I'm thinking, is this the same one? Because this doesn't look as big. I don't know if they just got the scaling wrong, or I don't know. It doesn't look as big as the other one that we've seen. It looks smaller to me. And I can't see any parasites coming off it. Probably one will come off now and then to make me a liar. I can't see any. So is it? Oh, I saw one then. Whatever. But is that the same one, or is this another one that's a little bit smaller? It doesn't look as big to me as the other one, but anyway, whatever. It looks down at Hood and gobbles him up essentially. But don't gobble him up; it just picks him up, rags him about a bit. We just see the camera's point of view, obviously, and then drops him, and he whirls down to the floor, dead. Hood's dead. The camera's trying to focus on him, but focusing on blades of grass instead. Oh, pardon me. And then off it goes. It carries on. It goes on its way. Anyway. Sorry, I'm reading the chat. You're all talking amongst yourselves, which is fine. That's what it's for, isn't it? Hood's dead, so they all rush to him and say, "Oh no, Hood!" And there we go. Obviously, Rob's picked up the camera. They've left Hood to his devices. and they're running to. Is this in Central Park? I can't remember the name of this bridge. We've seen it before. I think we see it in Highlander. I think this bridge, or I could be wrong. Anyway, they're running to this under this bridge, and they're all sad. Hang on. It's sad because Hood's gone, his best friend's gone, and then he hear all noises and planes flying over and the creature in the distance roaring. And I go, Rob does one final message. He says, I'm Rob, whatever the hell my name is. And, with a creature attacked New York, blah, blah, blah. Everybody knows, whatever. Everybody's dead except them. And then we hear a siren going off. The soldier earlier on had said, they're going to do the hammer down. They're going to level the city. And I think he heard it on a tannoy or something like that. Or the soldier might have told him. I can't remember. But we were told, if you can hear the siren, you've got like 2 minutes. If you can still hear the siren, that's it. You're done for. And they hear the siren. And if you found this tape, but at the beginning it said digital SD card, whatever. Talking about what's happened to him. She says, I don't know what to say. She's so sad. And then there's a big explosion, and they're all covered in rocks. Obviously not dead yet. But then there's another explosion, and then the camera puts out. There was actually a deleted scene where it showed the camera getting found again, but they cut that out. And then it cuts to. Hang on, I've got too far. There we go. Go back again. It cuts to another part of their day in Coney Island. There's another little bit here, another little Easter egg, which we'll get to, when they go through the other stuff. If you look over this side of the screen, you see my mouse pointer? Yes, over there, on this side of the screen. You see something fall into the sea. You see a boat there. It's around about this area here. We see something fall into the sea. And it's never there. Do you see it there? You see? Did you see it? Can you see it? There. You just see a splash about here. There. You just make it out. Really hard to see. It's really hard to see. What was that? Was that the creature arriving or something? I don't know. There is, in the viral marketing, it does mention a satellite that crashed into the sea. So maybe it was that. Was the creature in like a spore form or something on the satellite? But I don't know. We'll get into that when I go through the other stuff afterwards. So there we go. So they're being happy. We presume they're dead, and in what's left of Thingamabob, Central Park. I'm trying to remember the name. Sorry, Joshua, I didn't see that there. Looks kind of like Muto. Yes, in Godzilla, the 2014 Godzilla. Yes, it does a little bit, doesn't it? A little bit. Which I watched. I watched that. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday, or the day before. On Netflix. It was on Netflix. I thought I really like that 2014 Godzilla. I think it's really good. I don't know why people don't like it. I think it's great. Anyway. Where were we? All right. So they're all smiling, and they said it's been a good day, and then the film ends. So there we go. And then we get to hear the great theme by Michael Giacchino. And then at the very end, there's some backwards dialogue. If you turn it around and listen to it, it's somebody saying it's still alive. But is it or not? I don't know. Obviously, setting up for a sequel. We kind of did get other sequels or whatever, but they're not really. They kind of were. But is there a Godzilla film I don't like? Well, I don't know, really. Yes, Godzilla, King of the Monsters. I didn't like that one. The new one, not the old Toho one. I like all of those, even though they're all rubbish, essentially. But I do like them. They're enjoyable. But I didn't like Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Right. Where were we? Sequels, yes. The 10 Cloverfield Lane came out, didn't it? quite a few years after this. Which wasn't really a sequel, was it? I mean, it was made independently, wasn't it? It had nothing to do with Cloverfield, and they just put the name on it. And I think at the very end, I've only watched it once. At the very end, they had some sort of like vague mention of it. I think they may have put some other little things in as well. You know, like they're having this, like Slusho and other mentions, Tagruoto and all that. They did a little bit of a viral marketing thing with that as well, didn't they, to connect it. But you know, it was like an after the fact connection, wasn't it? And then there was the Cloverfield paradox, which was that famous Netflix exclusive one, wasn't it? Which was fine. But that ended with the monster appearing at the end, didn't it? But you know, they weren't really sequels. You know, they were like in the Cloverfield universe, I suppose, but much like Prometheus is part of the Alien universe, but not really. But anyway. Can't wait until they cross over this and Pacific Rim. Yeah, get some. I forgot what they call them now. Get some Jaegers, whatever the bloody hell they pronounce them, fighting the Cloverfield monster. I still don't know what to make of 10 Cloverfield Lane. Yeah, that's as I've seen it once, and I thought it were okay, but I wanted it to be, you know, like Cloverfield, and it wasn't. Hey. Right. So next, so just let me get rid of that. We've got to look at some secrets. If I can remember where I've put the bloody thing. There we go. Right, let me full screen that. Right, so from my website. Hang on. Nope, Prometheus has nothing whatsoever to do with the Alien franchise. It's just cheap knockoff. Yeah, Promethazine. I quite enjoy Prometheus, even though it's stupid and it really gets on my nerves. I did quite enjoy the film, to be honest, but I hate Alien Covenant. I bloody hate that film. That was more like Conmetheus. Stupid autocorrect. Prometheus. Oh, I thought you'd done that deliberately, like Promethazine. I thought sounds like some, you know, sedative. Anyway, right. Cloverfield Secrets. This is, I think I'm just going to read it, so never mind. There we go. I make no bones about the fact that Cloverfield is one of my all-time favourite movies, which it is. I love science fiction. I love monster movies. I wrote this. When did I write this? 2011, so it's quite old. Before the sequels came out, by the way. I love monster movies. I love found footage films. Cloverfield combines all three of these concepts in one blockbuster format. The movie had an incredible top secret production, and hardly anything was known about it right up until release. Lots of, you know, it's common now, isn't it? You know, lots of, what they call it. I can't remember the phrase, you know, when they're not allowed to speak about it. Non-disclosure agreements, NDAs. God, get there. Lots of those, and even in the documentary about the making of, in the special features when they're filming, you know, the behind the scenes, like crew members keep coming up and saying, "We keep telling you not to film this; it's top secret," which is fun, right? Where were we? There are many websites devoted to the secrets of Cloverfield, and you might wonder what is meant by that. Well, hidden within the film are nods to other films, the producer's past and future projects, and clues or perhaps red herrings for eagle-eyed viewers. For instance, the logo of the Dharma Initiative from the TV series Lost is seen in the opening sequence. Also, in the recent Star Trek movie, pardon me, a building. Hang on, I'll get out of full screen. I'll press the wrong button. I'm an idiot. There we go. That's the Dharma thing, isn't it? There. That's the Dharma. I never watched Lost. I think I saw the first episode and maybe half of another one from later on, but I never got into Lost, so I don't know. But that's that symbol in it there. Where were we? Also, in the recent Star Trek movie, which was 2009, a building with the logo and name of Tagruato can be seen, as well as several references to Slusho. The drink has also appeared in the TV series Fringe. That's the. That is. What do you think? There we go. Tagruato. There. That's in San Francisco in Star Trek. 2009. Oh, crack! What's happened there? Where were we? Months before the movie was released, numerous promotional websites appeared, and words like Slusho, Tagruato, Seabed's Nectar, that's it, Tidal Wave, Chimpanz 3, that's the satellite that's supposedly crashed, Bold Futura, which sounds like a font, and JamieandTeddy.com, which still, that link still works. Those two don't work anymore. That one still works. Began being bandied about. What was going on? Joshua says, first season of Lost was good. Never as good as Fringe, though. Yeah, I liked Fringe. I didn't like it as it went on. I preferred Fringe in its early days when it was like the X-Files and you had like Monster of the Week and stuff. But as it went on and they did more of the alternate universe and stuff like that, I kind of fell out with it. I don't think I watched the last season of Fringe. Now they'll have Cloverfield as a Starfleet officer in the next season of Lower Decks. Yes, they could do, couldn't they? I like Fringe, but bailed on Lost halfway into season 1. As I said, I just saw the first episode. Anyway, of course, it was a clever viral marketing campaign. The producers of Cloverfield have created a rich backstory for the events in the film, pointing at possible clues as to the origin of the monster. There was even a cryptic short comic released in Japan about events leading up to the movie. That link still works. I'll show you. There you go. There's a comic about it. So if you follow that link, I'll put the link actually in the description for my page. Actually, I'll do it. I'll put it in the chat and I'll put it in the description as well. A great deal of this backstory is revealed in the special investigation mode on the Blu-ray and DVD releases of the movie, which I showed you a picture of earlier on. A complete list of this information can be found at, and that website doesn't work anymore, unfortunately. But anyway, you'll have to get the DVD or Blu-ray and watch the special investigation mode. So, what is the origin of the beast dubbed Clover? Well, that's difficult to ascertain. The backstory and events in the movie hint at several possibilities. So, let's have a quick look at what happens before and during the film. Sorry, I'm getting bunged up again. When Lost was new, I was more into heroes. I made the wrong choice. Ha ha. I liked Fringe and Lost. Yeah, they were all right. Fringe. Right, Tagruato is a large Japanese company specializing in deep-sea drilling. They have numerous rigs dotted around the world and fleets of tankers and research vessels. They have several subsidiary companies, Bold Futura, a technology company, Yoshida Medical Research, Parafun Wax Distributors, and Slusho, a soft drink manufacturer. And there's the Slusho t-shirt that Jason's wearing. While these companies may seem disparate, they are all a part of Tagruato's deep-sea explorations. Even Slusho, the company, has been the target of environmentalist organizations who claim Tagruato is releasing toxic chemicals into the ocean. One of these groups, Tidal Wave, I think that's how I pronounce it, or Tido, I don't know, took a militant stance and boarded one of Tagruato's rigs over the mid-Atlantic ridge, the Chuai drilling station. This station was mysteriously destroyed during Tidal Wave's incursion, and the group was at first blamed for the incident. Footage from the Atlantic seabed suggests that Tagruato discovered the giant monster down there. We can see what looked like the parasites, which are described later. There's an image there you can see down there. Recovered footage from the platform shows it being pulled under the waves, and then huge sections were blasted into the air. There's actually a YouTube video. There we go. Tell me, watch this.
An environmental disaster and a matter of life and death for almost 300 individuals aboard the large deep-sea drilling platform. It went down days ago, and only now are we beginning to learn details regarding the oil rig collapse and what may have caused such a devastating accident. This dramatic home video captured by eyewitnesses on the scene shows a large oil rig in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean suddenly sinking under violent and unexplained circumstances. The destruction of the TOYG drilling station happening dangerously close to the coast of Connecticut, sending hundreds of workers scrambling for help as a large oil rig collapsed. Video footage shot earlier shows signs oil is possibly seeping from the big rig into the sea. The dark shape below the surface appears to be an oil spill that could easily mean a nightmare for the shoreline of Connecticut. Environmentalists believe a huge oil slick hitting the coast could be a problem for the state.
Everything in the ocean is impacted from these oil spills that come into contact with it, from plankton, from small microorganisms, all the way up the food chain. So, people go out and then fish these fish that ate these things, and suddenly we have toxic fish in our bodies.
The TOYG rig and its deep-sea operations have been opposed by a number of environmental groups who claim they're involved in illegal and environmentally damaging activities. They brought a court case in the U.S. to try to get an injunction to stop the drilling activities. That case is still pending. A press release from Tagruato states that an extremist group Tidal Wave may be behind the incident, so it's unknown whether the TOYG drilling station was actually attacked by members of Wave. Many unanswered questions. It's not clear why the oil rig was the target of this vicious attack. This cell phone footage taken from inside the rig itself shows the panic and terror which the violent shaking caused. The final extraordinary clip clearly shows the sheer speed and power of the sinking vessel. It appears that the oil rig is being sucked down at a dramatic rate, but what caused the shower of debris that followed remains a matter for intense speculation. There are some reports that the U.S. Coast Guard was on site during this violent attack. No word on if there are any survivors. While the nature of the disaster has yet to become clear, it is likely that the real impact is still yet to be felt. Once again, we
Right. So there you go. That's it. Yes, I know the CG didn't hold up, but that's it. It's just for a bit of viral marketing, really, isn't it? It's like a fake news clip about it. Anyway, recovered footage from the platform showed it being pulled beneath the waves, and then huge sections were blasted into the air. Rob Hawkins was employed by Slusho and was due to move to Japan to take up a high-level position within the company. Slusho marketed an iced beverage that was very popular and bore the slogan, "You can't drink just 6." Slusho contains a secret ingredient called seabed's nectar, which may have narcotic addictive effects. Because we've seen, I forgot her name already, that looked, as though she was asleep at the party. Several weeks before the Cloverfield incident, a bold future with a satellite, Chimpanzee 3, crashed into the Atlantic Ocean. This event may have been accidentally caught on camera by Rob Hawkins during a visit to Coney Island with his girlfriend Elizabeth McIntyre. Efforts to recover the satellite were thwarted by the TOYG and Cloverfield incidents. And there's a gif of the something crashing into the sea, what we saw at the end of the film. During one of the Coney Island clips, we see a flash frame of the beast from 20,000 Fathoms. There we go. That's the beast from 20,000 Fathoms. Jamie Lascano was the girlfriend of Theodore Hansen. She sent video messages to Teddy, password JL loves TH. That site still works. If you click on it, takes you there. Just for you, Teddy Bear. Miss you like crazy already. Love your little Lascano. If you click on it, there's a login. You put in that password, and it just takes you to a list of videos that you can watch or download the .mov files. But they should still play. And it's all about, well, it says it. While he was away saving the world, it became apparent that Teddy was a member of Tidal Wave and may have died during the Chuai incident. There's even a blog set up by Teddy's sister who vows to find her brother. I don't know if that link works. I haven't tried that one. Shall we try it? Oh, yes, that one's still there. Look. Teddy Hansen, last seen 12/7/2007. So there we go. So still got that. That page still works. Oh dear. Although he may have been spotted during the Cloverfield incident in New York. All right, let's have a look at that one as well. Then. See if that one works. That one don't work. Blog is open to invited readers only. All right. That's interesting. Permission denied. Teddy sent Jamie a sample of something that he warned her against eating. This may have been seabed's nectar in its unprocessed form. She ingested some and said it made her feel great. During Rob Hawkins's leaving party, we see a picture of a tidal wave on the wall of his apartment. It is slightly similar to the logo of Tidal Wave. Was Rob secretly a member of this group? And you can see it there in the background. I know it's a famous Japanese artwork in it, but that's the logo of Tidal Wave, whatever. The CEO of Tagruatu, Ganu Yoshida, was in New York when Clover, later termed the large-scale aggressor, LSA, by the authorities, attacked. He was evacuated quickly and his whereabouts are unknown. Earlier, he had been attacked by environmental protesters and sprayed with an unidentified liquid. It was Ganu's father who is said to have discovered seabed's nectar. It is theorized that Ganu may have some connection with the LSA and might be the main character in the Cloverfield comic. Every time I'm a secret member of something, I put their logo on my wall. Well, yes, so you should. You've got to leave clues. What's up, princess? You wanting to go out? Oh, I can't have a minute, can I? Just bear with me. Can't have a bloody minute, can I? Anyway. When the LSA first struck Manhattan, there was a 7-second power outage. News media claimed this was caused by an earthquake, and also a tanker had capsized near the Statue of Liberty, which we saw in the film. This turns out to be a Tagruato ship. The LSA tears off the head of the statue, possibly attempting to eat it, before throwing or spitting it out with such force it crashes down a great distance away. As the LSA tears through Manhattan, the army is on the scene quickly, and our group of Rob Hawkins, Lily Ford, Marlena Diamond, and Hudson Platt, who is capturing the events on Rob's video camera, attempt to reach Beth McIntyre, who is trapped in her apartment. In subway tunnels, they encounter smaller creatures dubbed human-scale parasites, HSPs. These are seen falling off the LSA and attacking people. Later analysis finds that the HSP's blood is rich in seabed's nectar. It is thought that the LSA finds the parasites intensely irritating, tries to scratch them off, and this accounts for its aggressive nature, not to mention the pounding it's taking from the armed forces. The bite of the HSP appears to be venomous, infecting the victim with a substance that eventually causes explosive hemorrhaging. This might be connected to seabed's nectar. Cleaning bite wounds with water may actually accelerate the infection, as seen when Marlena Diamond comes to her gruesome end. The army informs our group that it is likely that Manhattan is lost and that the entire island is to be razed to the ground in a protocol called Hammer Down. They have to get... Sorry, I was thinking of Hammer Time. Sorry. They have to get out of the city by 6 a.m. Rob, Lily, and Hood return to the streets of Manhattan. We see a strange barrel with a biohazard sticker. It appears to be leaking. Is this connected to what is going on? There we go. That's what I've mentioned as we were watching the film. Umbrella. Thought you were going to say explosive hemorrhoids, lol. Hey, I've suffered from them. I've suffered from them. Is that too much information? Anyway. Really uncomfortable with that name. What name? Hammerdown. I don't know. Where were we? Beth is found just as fighter jets begin pounding the LSA with missiles. Reaching the evacuation point, Lily is bundled into a chopper, while Rob, Beth, and Hood must wait for the next one. Because of this, it is likely that Lily is the only one of the main characters to survive. Yay! As they lift off, Hood records a B-2 bomber releasing its payload onto the LSA. It appears to be down, but then appears out of the dust and strikes the helicopter. It crashes in Central Park, and we see a flash frame from the original King Kong. There we go. That's the flash frame that you see. Which, of course, we did, didn't we, in Magnificent Monday a couple of weeks ago. Oh, Seabed's Nectar. Oh, sorry. Yes, Seabed's Nectar. Yeah, it's not a great name. A lot of the names are pretty naff, aren't they, to be honest? But anyway. They actually sound like names that I'd actually expect to hear in like an anime film, you know, because I think a lot of time the translations from Japanese to English do sound kind of goofy sometimes, don't they? But anyway. The LSA appears and kills Hood, seemingly biting him in two. Did it? Oh, I never really noticed that. Rob grabs the camera and he and Beth... I wrote that as well. Rob grabs the camera and he and Beth hide beneath a bridge as Hammerdown goes into effect. They are presumed killed in the strike. Is the creature dead? After the end credits, a very quiet whisper in reverse says, "It's still alive." There's a link there. There you go. The producer, J.J. Abrams, boo, gave an interview in which he stated that the LSA was dead. So what this last message means is unknown. Or maybe Abrams was fibbing. Never. I was going to guess a video game, but yeah. There's a ton of stuff out there about Cloverfield with websites and message boards discussing what happened in the film and the backstory. I'm absolutely certain that I've only scratched the surface with this short article, that there will be a lot of hidden messages in the film I didn't notice, such as whatever the chap was speaking the foreign language to Hood in the alley was saying. But as I said, I found out he was speaking Ukrainian, asking about his daughter. And then this last bit, obviously, this didn't happen, so never mind. Talking about a sequel. I mean, the Beast in Cloverfield was supposed to be a baby. I said the fellow that designed it suggested that. And then there's another video there that's on my YouTube, my other YouTube channel. It's just basically clips from it set to Michael Giacchino's score, which oddly it hasn't been copyright struck for some reason. But I thought I'd put it up and risk it, and it's still there. I'll play a little bit. Cool score. Any Godzilla. It's cool. Give that a listen. I'll probably get a copyright strike now anyway. So there we go. So that's Cloverfield. I love that film. I think it's great. I'm not a huge fan of the sequels, the 10 Cloverfield Lane and the Cloverfield Paradox, but they're fine. But the original is the best for me. Watch it give you a strike here, but not there. Probably. It probably will. Let's have a look and see if we're still streaming. Yeah, we're still streaming. I haven't been given a strike yet. Nope, not on any of the others either. So there we go. That's it for Cloverfield. Is that it? Have I done everything? I think I've covered everything that I meant to cover. Yes, I played that video, didn't I? That one. There we go. Did you watch Short Trek's Holiday Party? But never mind. Dear. Right, so we'll leave it there. Remove that. Josh Temp says, no strikes for anyone. You don't deserve it. Well, it's a gamble, isn't it? It's quite random. I mean, you see some stuff on YouTube, and you think, how is this stuff on? There's like entire films. There's a channel called Cult Classic Cinema, and they put like old films on in their entirety. And if I tried to do it, because I did try to do it, I did like a commentary on one of them, put it on YouTube, straight away, copyright strike. Unbelievable. Don't know how they do it. We did a select holiday party, better than the cat skinning one. I still think they are wasting the potential, though. Yeah. It was mildly amusing. Like the first one, mildly amusing. It's a bit of a waste of time, though, isn't it, to be honest? But anyway, Cloverfield. So, as I said, give it a whirl. It's a lot of fun. You don't see the monster a lot, but it's spread out enough during the course of the film that you never get bored, and there's plenty of other stuff going on. I love it. So so we'll leave it there. I've made it through, but I think my throat's going. So so my next thing up on Wednesday, I've got a news thing on Wednesday. If my throat behaves itself. Oh look, Godzilla King of the Monsters. Oh, you can't see it. So no, it's Godzilla King of the Monsters on my recommendations on YouTube. I just mentioned it, didn't I? I didn't like that. Pardon me, I didn't like that one. Never mind. Yes, I made it to the end. Where were we? Wednesday's my news thing. Next Friday is an appointment with Fear, which was sadly postponed from last Friday. But we're doing Prophecy. Doing Prophecy, not the what's his face one. I've got his bloody name now. Not that one. The other one. That one with tell me names. Robert Foxworth. The 1979 Mutant Bear one. It's that one. Love that film. It's a guilty pleasure. So we're doing that on Friday. Right. Anyway. So we'll leave it there. Oh, right, yes. And also, I'm thinking of doing a live watch party of the Netflix series One Piece. Because I started watching it. Episode 1. I started watching it. Lasted about 10 minutes and I turned it off. It was getting on my nerves. People are raving about it, saying it's the amazing thing. Christopher Walken. Yes, that one. Christopher Walken. I've never seen those, by the way. There's a few of them, isn't there? About angels and demons and stuff and all that, isn't it? And I've never seen it. Never got around to watching those. And I've heard they're really good. But no, it's not that one. It's The Other Prophecy. I think is it The Prophecy or is it just Prophecy? No, it's just Prophecy. I think Christopher Walken's is The Prophecy, isn't it? I think. Whatever. Where were we? Netflix. I'm going to do a live watch party, but I don't know when. I'll put it on the community page when I decide to do it. So if you want to join in, I'll do a live watch party, and I'll put a counter on there, so you can sync up and we can watch it and comment on it. But as I said, I watched the first 10 minutes and I turned it off and it got on my nerves. So I thought, well, we'll do a watch party and see if I can get through a whole episode. But people are raving about it, saying it's really good. But the first part annoyed me. The pirates, there were spoilers if you haven't seen it. The first 10 minutes, they're executing a pirate because he's caught being a pirate, so they're executing him. Yet there's all these pirate ships there and all these pirates watching in plain sight, and nobody does anything about it. Then there's a bloody pink pirate boat led by a big fat pirate woman who was swinging about, killing people and being horrible. There's a fella with pink hair that looks like Harry Potter. It did me head in. And there's I presume he's going to be the main character who looks like the fella from that film with the tiger in the boat. It was annoying me, so I turned it off. So anyway. I assume you haven't seen the anime. No, I've not seen the anime either. I'm not a huge anime fan. I think the only animes I've watched are everybody's seen the one with the motorbike kids. I've bloody forgot the name already. Akira. Everybody's seen Akira. And obviously Ghost in the Shell. which are fine. I wasn't a big fan of Akira, to be honest. I liked Ghost in the Shell, and I liked Armitage 3, or is it Armitage the Third? Because she's a third thing, but that were quite good. But apart from that, I'm not really. Oh, and I liked Ninja Scroll. I like that one. That's good, Ninja Scroll. Anyway. Yes, Life of Pi. Yes, that's the one with the fella with the kid with the tiger in the boat, which actually a good film, that isn't it? But check out Record of Lodos War. Oh, right, okay. I won't. I won't. I prefer the Ghost in the Shell series better, but I'm weird. Yes, you are. That's it. I'm not a huge anime fan, but I've seen some anime, and I do like some of it. Some of it I don't. I'm not. I said the Japanese people are amazing, but their entertainment baffles me. It's a different culture, I suppose. I would also suggest Cowboy Bebop. You mean the anime and not the Netflix series? Yeah. Anyway, right. Oh, hang on. Yes, Cowboy Bebop is greatness. Yep. I'm sure it is. I'm sure. I'll not watch him. I'll never get around to it. There's too much. There's too much to see and not enough time. Anyway, no, not Netflix, the anime. It's a one and done season, is it? Oh, I might seek it out then. You mean the anime is a one and done season? If so, I might seek that out then. Unless it's like, 1,000 episodes in a season. That's what they say about this One Piece, don't they? If you want to watch the anime, it's like over 1,000 episodes. It's been going on for 20 odd years or something, hasn't it? But, anyway. Right. We'll leave it there. I've done now. So thanks all the Joshuas for joining in. Everybody's called Joshua. Make sure we haven't had anybody else sneaking that I've not noticed. Nope. Just all the Joshers. All the Joshers tonight. You're all ganging up on me because I said something once about the name Josh. Dear. Anyway, sorry. 26 episode season and a movie you don't need to watch. All right. Cowboy Bebop. Right. Always. What, that Steven Spielberg film with Richard Dreyfuss, which always makes me cry. I like that film. Good times with the Joshers. Holler. Yeah. Dear. Yes, it was fun tonight. I enjoyed that. But I do like Cloverfield and plugging my website, which is one small part of my website, is my Cloverfield page. I've got lots of other stuff on the mercuryrapids.co.uk. Maybe .com still works. I'm not sure. But lots of stuff in there to be found. But I don't do much with it these days. Anyway, right, I'm going now. So, thanks for watching, wherever you are. Look after each other. And until next time, I'll say the